folks. It's May the 10th, 2023. It is an impromptu round two playoff stream live. Why not? We'll go with it. I like it.
Go Leafs.
There you go. Bobbles is taking the place. Bougie Eric is around somewhere, but he claims he was out on the bicycling. He was on the little bike, his tricycle going up and down the street. So he's gonna have to bring in his broken hip. And whenever he does, he's got the link. So whenever he does, we'll be all set. We'll be ready to go.
What? I think he was riding his bike to the post office again to send someone else a package of cards, which I do appreciate.
Right.
No doubt. I do appreciate. But
it makes sense.
The letter.
So mostly we'll be hanging out, and I do want to, and as you can see on the side here, I did put in the little, I've got the little scoring graphic thing. Yep. I got the little scoring thing here to keep an eye on what's going on with the game. I am keeping an eye on it as well. And I can see in the comments, so I'll grab a couple of these comments. So as we're kind of hanging out and chatting, we'll have a little bit of fun. And then if Eric shows up tonight, the big question is, does Eric's fandom last the night? That's the big question. So Bobby here got the first comment in. I hope Leafs fan Eric is going to be on. That's the plan, Bobby. We'll see. We'll see how long it takes him to show up, but that is the plan. Philly Joe says, sorry, I have to watch the replay. No worries. Survivor night with my daughter. Let's go. Don't care what anybody says. It's real. Fair enough. No judgment. It's all good. And in the same vein, Paul says Miro is back, so that's AEW. I've got that recording on my PVR. So usually Wednesday night I'm watching my AEW, but in fairness, I usually let it run on the PVR a bit first, so it's not really throwing me off my game. So I figure we'll hang out here. We'll see if Eric's Leaf fandom lasts, and then maybe depending on how things are going, we may hang out a bit during the Edmonton game. We'll see. But and I'll be watching, kind of keeping an eye out on it anyway. But I figure we'll just hang out in BS. We can chat about whatever you guys want to chat about, and we've got it there. And then if anybody wants me to switch over to something, I can on that little screen there. The only thing I can't do is show the game, because then that is frowned upon in the establishment. Only Sportsnet. Our Sportsnet is allowed to. Mrs. Bobbles showing support. Always appreciate you, Mrs. Bobbles. Good evening, Yannick. Absolutely. The Leafs have the Panthers exactly where they want them. That's right. I mentioned that. Being down 3-0, lulling them into a false sense of security. It's all part of the plan. Good evening, Michael Ham. Absolutely. So in the same vein, Michael Ham or anybody else, if any of you guys want to hop on for a bit, we're just hanging out, chatting about whatever. Bobbles is sorting some cards. I'm hanging out, just kind of enjoying this. I want to see if I can get Bougie Eric on to see how his Leaf fandom is holding up as the game is going. So the Leafs are up 1-0, so we got that going on there. Obviously, we're on a delay, but we'll see what ends up happening. So we'll see how it goes. Eric is actually a Panthers fan. Oh, don't do that to the Panthers. Then they'll be doomed. They'll be disqualified. They'll suddenly have to forfeit the entire series. That'd be the worst. Sounds good. Have a good one, Miss Bubbles. But yeah, no, I just figured it'd be fun to have a little impromptu one, kind of hang out and talk about whatever. And obviously the game is going on, so I'll kind of keep an eye on it. I joked with a couple of the guys there, saying like, in the U.S. you do have to have some challenges in order to actually be able to see the games and stuff. And I joke, it's like, if you got a properly programmed refrigerator around here, it's on there. If you got a properly set up toaster oven with the right firmware, you can see the game on there. It's on everything. So you don't have to work too hard.
Probably true.
Yeah, it's one of those things. In Canada, it's like a requirement. It's the law. We have to have the ability to see the game on every platform imaginable. So that's usually how that ends up going. But anyway, it's fun. So I don't know if any of you guys have anything you're keeping an eye out on. Obviously, I know that a lot of the people in the GTA, the Toronto area, are going to be, they're tuned into that game tonight. Especially since, doesn't matter what they say. A bunch of them be like, oh, the Leafs are going to lose anyway. Yeah, but you're going to be watching. I know the rating will be off the charts on that one. I can guarantee that.
So the winner of this series faces the Edmonton Vegas, right?
No, Edmonton Vegas is out.
No, Carolina. The Carolina.
It's going to be Carolina and Arizona and Jersey. So, yeah, Carolina and Jersey.
That's going to be interesting, because if Florida closes this out, they're on a hell of a tear.
Well, that's exactly it.
Right. Carolina has been strong. I mean, they've been like smacking the Devils around, kind of. So,
well, have you noticed? Like, here I'll say this: have you noticed that we've had a huge rash of like not competitive games? So it's one of those things where a game just kind of gets out of hand. It's like 5, 6, 7 goals, and it's like okay, and it's kind of like okay, on to the next game.
Didn't the game that the Devils beat Carolina, wasn't that like a 5-1 or 6-1?
I felt like it was 7. 6 or 7. Like there
Yeah,
have been
it
a lot of
was.
6 and 7 goal games this round. That's why I said it
Yeah,
was like it's not been super competitive. That's why I'm surprised it's only 1-0. Let me refresh this thing and make sure that no craziness happened because it's like as far as I can tell, yep, no, it's still going, it's still updating. So yeah, I got it confirmed on this side visually. Yep. So I don't know what to tell you.
I do have to. I said I wanted to play to the Mrs. team to have the fun of that and the
Hmm.
banter and everything. But I
Yep.
have to say, Seattle is a hell of a team. Like I have to give them their
Hmm.
props because even when they're down, they don't give up. Like they could have rolled over last night and they were still feisty in the third period trying to come back and they had opportunity. So I have to give them credit. They strike quick and they don't give up. So
I think the thing with Seattle, it's kind of what we were talking about on the when we were chatting in the chat on the Discord. Um, Dallas is a very talented team, a very skillful team. But if I'm Seattle, a lot of what they're doing makes a lot of sense. In playoff hockey, if you're not a team, if you don't have the skill advantage, then your job is to drag the other team into the muck, make their best players uncomfortable. And I think that's actually worked very well. Like now, obviously they exploded last game, but even then, it was 6-3. Realistically, it should have been like 6-1 or 6-0. The way these games have been going, Seattle is willing to keep fighting and hanging in there. And if they do that, guess what? That's gonna work in playoff hockey. That works. That means you're gonna be able to tell yourself, hey, you know what? We were out of it, but we kept fighting. And then they come the next game and they're gonna cause you trouble right out of the block.
and as soon as they score, you notice that they string together a run of them. Normally, and the weirdest thing about the team, and obviously, she's been watching them throughout the season and
Mm-hmm.
everything. They are great 5-on-5,
Mm-hmm.
but it's almost like if you just keep a guy in the penalty box, they're at a disadvantage. I don't know why, but they cannot score when they're on the power play. But you give them 5-on-5, and they can score. It
Mm-hmm.
makes zero sense. They have a man advantage. They can't put the puck in the net. So I think
I,
they were the worst power play team, I think, in the NHL.
oh, are they? Interesting. Josh here. Good evening. Are you just trolling the Leafs fan right now by going live? Only the most sincere Leaf fan of all, Eric. Plus, honestly, I felt like it. I was going to watch the game either way, but it's one of those things where I like. There's the two series of games for the Leafs fans. I understand, so I'm not expecting a bunch of people to tune in tonight. I'm just hanging out, chilling. But the reality of it is that I'm not emotionally invested in this game. I'm entertainingly invested, and by that I mean that if the Leafs win tonight, good for them. They're going to have to try to win 3 more in order to advance out of this round. There's a good chance they're going to struggle the rest of the way here. We'll see what happens. We'll see how much longer their season goes. But I was telling Bobbles before we started, this is going to work no matter what happens. If the Panthers win tonight, then the jokes will rain down Friday. They will rain down from the heavens. Because I'll have plenty of clips of Bougie Eric's, ardent support of the blue and white. That'll be a lot of fun. Or it extends it and we get Leafs fan Eric for another week. Did you notice how much nicer Bobbles? Leaf fan Eric is such a friendly guy. He even loves Bob Jackson. He was friendly to Josh. Like he loves everyone. He's such a friendly fella.
Yeah, you cross over the border there, and he turned into a new individual. Maybe
I
that's
think
what he's doing. He's
mhm.
riding his bike over, over to Toronto right now.
Listen. I think he adopted. He embraced Canada into his soul, into his dark Boston heart. And there was a ray of sunshine and light that came out. So maybe the Leafs should win a couple of games here and keep that extended so that on Friday we get Leafs fan Eric for another Friday, because that'd be highly entertaining. So again, I can't lose. This is great. It's fantastic. So Josh, to answer your question, Leaf fan in general, no, but I could. Historically, I do enjoy their pain. That's kind of fun for me, but that's not specifically why. Although it's certainly a bonus. A bonus is part of it. So it's the way it goes. But just curious for anybody who is kind of tuning in and watching a little bit here. So if you're not rooting for any of the teams, like right now we got the Leafs Panthers on right now. Um, anybody you guys are rooting for out of who's left out of the 8 teams we got? Obviously, Bobbles and I are rooting for Dallas. Mrs. Bobbles has got the Kraken. We got Leafs fan Eric, passionate Leafs fan Eric. We got that. I think Orlando is supporting the Florida-based team, so he's on the Panthers
Ham is
bandwagon.
a Florida Panther.
Ham is in Florida as well. That's right. That's another one. So we've got that. And I'm just trying to think here. Anybody I know that really? Paul.
Paul likes the
Paul's jersey.
Devils.
Yep, Paul's
Yep.
jersey. Absolutely. Yep. So we got that. So there's definitely
Um,
some.
I don't think he's in the chat, but James Gillum, which I'm sure you've seen in chats, he's a Devils fan.
Right. And we got Wes. Wes, of course, is joining us in the Dallas thing as well. So we've got that. So that's another one I'd say. So yeah, there's a little bit of a mix. I know some folks. I know some folks out west are hoping that Edmonton can get over the hump this time around. I like Vegas as in general, just Vegas. But I love the fact that in the West we got 2 expansion teams there still remaining out of the last 8. So that's why I said the draw. It's what I've talked about the last couple of times we discussed it. Is that this draw is interesting. I like the fact that it is unpredictable. I don't think anybody's a prohibitive favorite out of these last 8. I think everybody has got some strengths and weaknesses. They make interesting combinations depending on what you end up on the next round. But I can guarantee out of the 16 teams, 15 of them are going to kick themselves in general. But out of the remaining 8, all 8 of them should feel like they've got a legitimate chance mathematically. Even the Leafs, they got to feel like they got to feel like, wait, if we can find a way, just get out of this round, find a way to just fight through. The next round draw, it's either the Devils or Carolina. That's a very interesting draw for them. But you got to get there. They're like the only way you're going to get there is by actually winning games. You can't. Now you've got no margin for error, so that's your own problem. So Average Joe, we're just waiting for Bougie Eric to get off his tricycle. He claimed he was tricycling from one side of the street to the other, going in circles. So I did send him a link. So who knows? He gets confused. He loses track of time. We'll see. He might be looking for a chocolate stick somewhere. And then he recharge his batteries. So who knows? Josh is Leafs. Average Joe Calculator Leafs fan. Gotcha. Fair enough. Well, best of luck to you. Although Leafs fan pain amuses me, I don't specifically target Leafs fans. So, but look, I'm good either way. I don't have a horse in this race. I'm just following the Dallas games, and then that I'm basically rooting for Dallas. Everything else, I'll let it play out how it's going to play out. We'll see. So Michael Ham says, what are your thoughts about the Blackhawks getting the first pick? And Michael Ham adds, go Panthers. So there you go. All right. This is actually a good topic. I like this one. So thank you, Michael Ham, for that one. Jim Oz here's the Canadians in my team. This week, they're 2 under par. It's about right. I'll keep working on it. You can get another birdie. You get to -3. So Michael Ham's asking about the Blackhawks first pick. I don't care. Like, it doesn't bother me. And obviously, they had decent chance. They had decent odds. Like, obviously not the best odds. But it's not out of the realm of possibility that they were going to get the number 1 draw. Now, I do love that the moment the Blackhawks got it, you got basically 2 combinations of people who opposed it. One is the Blackhawks had, the scandal and all this. They don't deserve it, et cetera, which, fine, fair enough, I get it. And the second one is, this is rigged. And the salt. The salt bubbles that went to the heavens. And being the kind of person that I am, that you're well aware, I love the salt bubbles. The salt makes me happy. I do enjoy my salt.
I was kind of personally hoping he would like go to. I think we talked about it in the Discord. The Canadians or Detroit.
Mm-hmm. I was good with
still,
any traditional power. When I looked at that list, I just said Canadians, Detroit, Chicago was on the list just because they're a traditional team, a traditional original 16. Those teams need to be relevant. The NHL is better when those teams are relevant. They don't have to win everything. That's not what I'm referring to. But just being in the mix, just being relevant teams that are good is actually better for the league. And of course, a Kraken story or even a Vegas story when they got to the Cup, that's actually good too. Both these things are good because it means everybody's got a chance. Give everybody a shot. It makes it more interesting. I'm glad the Panthers are playing well. It makes it more interesting.
The Seattle Craze, like obviously we're on the East Coast over here in Virginia, way far away from Seattle. Mm-hmm. But watching the games and trying to get like memorabilia or stuff like that for her, holy hell, the fan base is pretty large for that team. They came out of the gates pretty strong, and I think this is going to help them, like you said, being so young and being successful. So, and I really hope Maximus is correct.
Mm. Paul's giving me all the spoilers. Paul, you better not be messing with me. I'm gonna watch the PVR because this is a heel turn that we're gonna. This is a heel turn that we're gonna be very. Listen, I like a good heel turn, but settle down, settle down. I'm watching you. I don't know why they're wasting these surprising backstage. Oh, really? Oh, that's disappointing. That would actually be. That's really. That, I feel like there's better ways to do that. If that's the case, that I'm gonna be very curious. That makes it a bit of a noteworthy show. And I'll say this quickly for my wrestling guys. Obviously, keep an eye out because I'm waiting to see what happens with it's worst kept secret right now that they're going to likely announce a Saturday show for AEW that is going to be their full one. But from what I understand, that means Rampage is going to become almost like a it's a syndication show, like Sunday Night Heat became in the end, which is the analogy that I was given, which I think is fine. But that means you got two legitimate flagship shows that you're going to run. And if you're treating them like flagship shows, that could be interesting. That's probably why you'd bring back a bunch of these other folks. You can kind of split them between the two shows, get a little bit of a light separation between them so that they've all got something to do. So I'm okay with that. At least it makes it interesting. And Maximus was saying JC Robinson card value is about to plummet. Plummet.
Hopefully.
It'll make it cheaper.
I can get more.
I was going to say, which, okay, hold on. Let's play this out for a second. I like this idea. All right, Bobbles. We get major Black Friday discounts. We get huge Black Friday discounts on all the Robertsons. Let's say 35-40% off current pricing. Pretty good discount. What are you chasing? What are you chasing first? So like if I could give you, I'm giving you a flat across the board, 35 to 40% discount on current pricing for the items. What interests you suddenly at that price point?
Probably like an Ultimate Collection. Because I don't have one of those. I think that or the Black Diamond, because I like the acetate look with the patch, and then the most of them are silver ink autos. Probably one of those at a discount. I'll take it.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of stuff becomes more interesting at a nice discount like that.
Yeah, and I have the cup, and actually no, I would hunt down. I don't have the green PMG of the regular metal.
Okay.
I have both of them, the regular and the retro and the red, and then I have the retro green. I would chase down the green regular.
Yeah, and you see Paul, and I got Paul's comment here. Now the Ultimate Warrior is back. Really, we're done with it. Resurrected from the dead. This is going to be the best show of all time. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to this one. Josh says, Paul, don't ruin the Dynamite for me. I can't watch hockey and that at the same time. 2 TVs, Josh, 2 TVs. I'll be bidding on the Bedard cards in the Hawks uniform. Fair enough. He goes, I'm not that bougie. Few of us are. Although, I mentioned it, in the hotel that I had for the expo, 2 TVs, I was that bougie.
Okay, so with the Bedard talk.
Sure, yeah.
We already have seen secrets of Upper Deck already planning.
By the way, I'm going to take this off the screen for a little bit. I can bring it back, but for now I'll just take it off because right now it's still 1-0. I'm actually watching the game here in the corner as well. So it's still 1-0 with about just shy of 6 minutes left in the second. Although I'm a little bit on delay, so fully acknowledge if you're watching on TV, you're probably ahead of me. But it's just repeating. So go ahead, Bubbles.
So with Upper Deck already showing their hand that they're prepping for the Bedard hype and adding and including the 101s. How much does the product release at? How much is opened? And what will that 101 fetch?
So your question is if the Chicago... Because just to be clear...
The Young Gun. The Young Gun 101.
No, for sure. But you're saying, just to be clear, they won the draft lottery. We all expect them to use the pick and pick Bedard. That would be the logical thing. Although they could trade him to Dallas for like pucks. That is the thing they could do. I'm not holding my breath. I'm not holding my breath, but they could do that. If, however, they use the pick as is expected, and they choose Connor Bedard as is also expected, then what happens to the pricing? To your point, we've got the hype anyway, but then does the Chicago do anything extra for the hype, so to speak?
No, I'm talking Upper Deck.
No, for sure. But obviously, people in Chicago buy cards too. They're Depending on what fan base it is, Connor Bedard was going to have a lot of hype no matter what. No matter what. But there are certain locations he could. I think if he had gone to Montreal, that would have been huge because they do. And imagine, let me paint you a picture. We got this weekend. There's a CSC show here that is over in Markham, which is it's going to be relatively small, but they're doing a 2-day show, which is cool. I'm kind of debating. I kind of want to go, so we'll see. Maybe I will. But over in Montreal, I believe I could be mistaken. I believe they're doing the Lanty Expo this weekend, which is a nice show they do over there. A nice little show they do over there. I can only imagine what the reaction would have been if Montreal had been able to get him, and those folks would lose their mind. They'd be hitting up the pre-orders. They'd be hitting up pre-orders, going, "Which is it? Series 1 or Series 2?" That's
Oh,
going to be a
he's
big
got to
piece.
be Series 1.
It would make sense, but you never know with these guys. To me, I would put in Series 1. Like, take the hype, take advantage of it, and put them in there. I don't care if you have to figure out a way. Just find a way to get him in a uniform and throw that card
And
into the circulation.
throw the canvas in Series 2.
Yeah, just something to give the people what they want because they're clamoring for it and they're ready. And with any delays or anything, you want to make sure you get it to them because right now this could be really big. I think the boxes are going to definitely get a boost. The last several years, I'm trying to remember what the boxes have gone for. I want to say
So
they've gone at like.
Lafreniere year,
Mhm,
they were higher
mhm.
because not only the pandemic and all of that craze, but Lafreniere hype. So
Mhm.
I'm curious if they go above that because I
They
think
well
those
above
were,
that for sure. What was the price point US dollars where you guys were getting for that Lafreniere
I
year?
want to say it was 139, something
Okay.
like that, if I remember correctly.
If there is no weird delays or anything strange, it would not shock me if they were pushing two.
Hmm. So over 2x what they were.
Yeah, it would not shock me if they pushed two. For some people trying to take a shot at it. Now, obviously, if you have a good relationship with a dealer who has a good relationship with the distributor and doesn't play some weird games with you, um, you should be able to get it close to normal price, I would think. But it wouldn't shock me if the secondary market, like, and I'm talking about immediately. Right after that, I think it would come back down a little bit. It would settle, um, depending on the release time, because usually the release times coincide with a lot of the expos. So if we got a release time that coincided with the fall expo, I would be I would think I would be able to get a box on a dealer in the show floor for somewhere in the 140, 150 Canadian. So knock off about 35% to make it US by the time of the show. But that's on the floor and that's not assuming something weird happens. But it wouldn't shock me if it was pushing two out of the block just because they're changing the configuration a little bit. Less packs, more card per pack. They're doing I think this is the first time they're doing the prism configuration. Isn't it 12 and 12? I think they're doing they reconfigure the
Oh,
upper
they
deck.
said something about more inserts or something per
Yeah, but I
pack.
think what they're doing is they're doing like a prism configuration. I think it's 12 boxes per pack and 12 cards per pack. Yeah, 12 boxes per pack and 12 cards per pack. They're doing so less
12
base,
packs per box.
12 packs per
12
box.
cards per
Yes,
pack.
yeah. So 12. That's the prism configuration. 12 and 12. So 144 cards in the box. Um, but that the idea was to try to keep the price points similar. But I would think the hype would push it. Like that hype is going to be strong.
So here's the next question.
Mhm.
And I know it would be no way to ever find out. Does the 101 Bedard Young Gun wind up in E-Pack?
Uh, I think no, but I actually have I have an answer for you. I think Billy. I'm trying to remember where I found it. I want to say maybe Cardboard Coaches. Billy Icilio, if memory serves me. I'll double check to be 100% sure. I think he said that specifically, if and when they do the one of one, he is specifically requested. I'm paraphrasing. He has specifically requested that they make sure it does not wind up in e-pack. Whatever you have to do, make sure it's in the boxes.
I just know some big cards have popped out of E-Pack
Oh, for
and you're
sure,
just
100%.
like,
Yeah,
freaking really?
yeah. Yeah, but I want to say that I want to say it was Cardboard Coaches. I know Billy was on recently, so and I want to say they made reference to that, and I think I want to say it was the Young Guns Bedard. It's the one of one. I think he said something about one of those cards. He says we got to make sure it's not an e-pack because it would just it's not fair basically. So
Oh,
try
that would piss so many people off.
yeah
And you would also crush your distribution because if they if it went to that, I mean, let's face it. Look at Tops. With
Mhm.
just flagship baseball. How many of the people still go out and buy the hobbies and all
Mhm.
that for the autographs and stuff?
Yep.
But how many of the Platinum 101s from your flagship products have wound up in retail every single year?
No, absolutely. I'm just reading this one here. But our boxes will be at least 200 Canadian. Yeah, when it settles in, when it comes out of the blocks, I think so. It was UD2 was 130 at Expo and it was weak. Yeah, and UD2 was not particularly exciting. So I would expect obviously you boost it up from there. One of one will be hit in a blaster box. That'd be funny. I kind of enjoy it. Oh, here we go. Perfect. Thank you for confirming that. Yeah, Billy C confirmed in the coach interview. Bedard one of one will be in a hobby box, which is what should honestly, if
Right.
it's a one of one, and it's one of your quote unquote generational guy. This is a situation you make sure you know exactly where that goes. Make sure it's in a hobby box. Just
Yep. You
somebody
you
make sure you put it in there.
put the red X on the pack. Put
Yeah,
the serial number on the hologram.
send it to my house, and then everybody wins. It's good. It's like, hey, Bubbles, I decided to buy one hobby box of
Just one
UD1.
pack.
Just one. Shh. Oh my God. It's like
And then
Carlos.
Brad would be calling you live. Carlos, I want it.
Yeah. No, but the best part of Bubbles is that it's one pack. I open it and it's already in a mag. it's already
In a PSA 12.
it's like it's ready to go. Done. Carlos, I think the fix is it. That's conspiracy talk. I don't know what you're talking about. How is it in PSA 12? No questions. Yeah, okay, perfect. I'm glad that I was remembering
The
correctly.
Canadian conversion rate. A PSA 12 is a US PSA 10.
There you go. It works either way. It works either way. Will Fantelli and all the other young guns also get one of ones. Yeah, absolutely. No. They like it's. I do think though, when we're looking at the Bedard, because it's somebody that's going to get so much hype, you just don't want the anticlimactic thing of EPAC. It's just not a good look. Like obviously, if you were being like super fair and really randomizing it, it should be just as plausible that it could wind up in EPAC. But nobody wants it to wind up in EPAC. That's not going to feel good for anybody, especially people that are opening those hobby boxes out of the block and they have no idea they've got 0% chance. They don't even know. That'd be so infuriating.
Not that we need any incentive for more or higher print runs, but I wonder if they've ever considered, obviously you have the parallels, the EPAC only parallels. If they've considered a EPAC challenge
Mhm.
that is competitive enough and tough enough to reward a one of one EPAC parallel. Now, it would take an awful lot to do, and it would have to be the first person, whatever to get it. But that would be kind of interesting, and obviously it would probably drive a hell of a lot of sale to the EPAC platform. But then it would give it, to where nobody has the question: is the one going to be an EPAC?
Mm.
It would have its own staple
Yeah, an exclusive. It would have
parallel.
an exclusive one.
Yeah.
Really really high end parallel. No, I think that's at least a way that you give value to both. Really, what you're trying to do is
Hmm.
create value for people who do like EPAC and are going to patronize it. So you're trying to give them some value, and then for people who are opening hobby boxes, you got to give them they got to feel like they have a chance. Give them. It's the meme. You're saying I have a chance. Yes, you do have a chance. So there you go. So buy boxes. Go crazy. Average Joe card collector is right here. With that addition, they've got a reason to raise prices already. I'm thinking 240. So it could be. We'll have to see. As much as I like randomness, I do feel like a point system could be applied to Hobby Blast or retail mega boxes for from an expected value. That's fair. You could work out an algorithm for it. We love our algorithms. Good evening, Wes. Where's Eric? I know. I was telling him he's got to get off his little bicycle. I'm going to message him right now and tell him, the people are demanding to see your Leafs fandom right now. You can't be hiding in the cave.
Is he on like a Peloton exercise bike? Because it's dark outside and like he can't ride
Oh,
with the
hi.
light on.
No, he he usually does that mountain biking thing. He's probably fallen. He's probably done like the old commercial. I've fallen. I can't get up. There's a good chance he just fell off his bike in the driveway, and he's been there the whole time. And if somebody would just go to the driveway and help this guy, I can't discount that possibility. So there we go. I'll just quickly shoot him a message. But regardless, I think it's a valid question. It's a valid question. I just got here. He's sitting there weeping with joy at the Leafs' current situation. He's just laying there like a turtle. That's what I'm saying, Wes. That's what I'm saying. See, you get this. You get it, Wes. You get it, man. It happens. What are you going to do? All right. So I think we're getting closer. We're getting closer to Bougieric appearance. So we'll see. I at least got a reply. So we're getting close. I think we're getting closer. In the meantime, we'll have a little fun. I do like the speculation piece, though. I'll be curious. What I'm worried about is what the distributors are going to do. That's really the big key. The key for us is what are the because what Upper Deck brings it out of the block with, and then what the distributors mark it up, and then what the dealers have to mark it up in order to even make it profitable for themselves, depending on how much allocation they get. That's usually where you get murdered. It's like, oh, why is it so high? Well, one markup, two markup, and that's what you're experiencing now.
So I can't remember what year it was. I think it was 2020, 21.
Mm-hmm.
They did it was like a buyback 101 thing on Young Guns.
Okay.
Do you know if that was the first time they've ever done that or how often they do it? Because obviously it would be cool as hell if they did a Robertson or Ottinger or one of those guys on a buyback 101.
I think almost everything's in play now. Because they've done buybacks over the years, and the thing is, they have some latitude to make stuff up, and by that I mean just the buyback is a mechanism, an option. So I'll give you an example. So for the second AEW product, a lot of people complained that in the first AEW product and in the second, nothing was hard signed, everything was sticker autos. But that was the nature of the beast. They got a bunch of that stuff signed ahead of time, and they were able to use it and dole it out as they saw fit. However, for the second series of Flagship. Billy at that time, they basically did an unannounced thing where they took a bunch of the canvas cards and a bunch of the base cards, got people to sign it hard sign, hand numbered to 15, and they put those in packs with the little certificate and everything. So you got the buyback, you got both pieces of the puzzle. So if you were opening packs and suddenly you had something in a penny sleeve, you flip it, and what you're going to discover is you got a hard signed autograph on one side and a little certificate with the UDA authentication sticker on the other. So that mechanism. That wasn't a normal thing for them to do, but they have the option. At any time, they could be like, all right, buybacks, here we go. So to your point, to your question, that's totally within the realm of if for some reason they say like, hey guys, we don't have enough stuff to make it feel like it's got good value. What do you want to do? Well, they said they want some autos, right? Go get me a buyback. Boom. Now, to be fair though, this is sticking with the old playbook. That doesn't mean it necessarily winds up in Flagship. You could have a Young Guns buyback in SP Authentic or something like that as like a bonus hit because they've done that. They did it with UD Reserve years ago. This is early 2000s now. UD Reserve had buyback autographs from regular Upper Deck products. SP Authentic had buybacks from SP products. So this has been done.
Yeah, these were, I can't remember what they called them. Anniversary something. I don't know. They were numbered 101. I pulled one, but it wasn't anybody good.
Well, you know what you could do? You could get it out of SP Signature Legends 2, Electric Boogaloo. And by that point, that'll be like a year or two from now, and that Jason Robertson will be a legend by then. So there you go. At least as much of a legend as Hal Gill. I believe in his ability to at least reach the Hal Gill level of legendary.
Well, I hope he picks it up because he has, as Maximus was saying, his price is tanking. He has been underperforming.
Well, he's one of those candidates. Like I was very serious when I said he's one of those guys who I worry about in the playoffs because he's going to get targeted more. It's not going to be as easy as the regular season. In the regular season, he has more room to maneuver. In the playoffs, they're going to look directly to him. They go, okay, you want to do something? Show us. Show us you can do it. We're just going to bump you around, and we're going to make your life miserable. And if you can't defend yourself, then we're going to keep doing it until you either figure it out or you go to the bench and hide. And that's how you minimize some of these guys because if their play style is not conducive to that, that's how you slow one of these big offensive guys down. That's why I say, like, dude, you can score 100 goals in the regular season. No one cares. In the playoffs, they're going to look at you. All right, we'll grind you down and see if you can still do it. Then show us. So that's where the other guys usually get a little bit more ice to play with, and that's where they can capitalize. Well, then do it. because then it forces some of the focus back over that way and maybe opens up the ice on the other side. So that's how you can usually do it. That's why you need to have multiple weapons. That's why I said during last night's game, just shoot. I don't care who does it, just shoot. Put some pucks on net, get a couple of rebounds. You never know. That's enough. Then you can get the goal scoring going, and guess what? Things open up after that. Gets a lot easier. Josh says, I assume Eric uses a miner's helmet with the lights to ride his bike at night. No doubt. He probably needs a miner's helmet during the day. A lot of struggles over there.
I think he puts his cell phone in a shirt pocket and turns the flashlight on.
I think that's fair. Are you ready? You ready for the star of the show? He's almost there. Give me a thumbs up when you're ready, Eric. The people clamored for you, Eric. The people tonight. Look, literally, where's Eric?
Yeah,
can't be more definitive.
It's a big night. I I had to prepare. I had to get ready. You know, I've been just in deep concentration and focus. And you know, tonight's the night. Tonight's the night. We're turning this thing around, and you know, they should just bring the cup right to Toronto now, and just give it to us, because there's no doubt. There's no doubt.
The 2 periods, the Leafs are up 1-0 on Florida.
Let's see. You know, Bobbles is in. He knows. The world knows. Everyone should be in on this. There's no question. And I'm just so happy that, you know, you know, my team that I've been supporting for 49 years is showing the world what they're all about. And you know, the doubters, you know, and the naysayers, you know, we're gonna shut all those people up.
I, for one, am that was a moving, rousing speech.
Thank you. It's just, you know, all I know is that you know, I got Johnny with me. You know, I've been talking most of the day, getting prepped. I got Mr. Leaf. I got Daryl Sittler right over here. And
he must be streaming the game. It's bogging his internet.
Yeah, I was gonna
down.
say, it's like the internet's not quite playoff ready, but it's trying. So
if the internet has problems, I'll have to go somewhere else. But hopefully it'll work.
Fair enough. CC says Jason Roberts' cards seem to be fairly affordable, given Dallas is still in the hunt. Can say cheap compared to other comparable skill players. I think it's just because he's been very quiet. He's been very quiet right now in the playoffs, so that definitely does a lot to kind of cool down. As I said, Bobbles is sitting there going like, "Come on, cheap cards, let's go."
I mean, after the inflated like craze that he had early in the season, it had to correct. I mean, so
fair enough. All right, you guys got any live shows before Natty? Absolutely. Now, based on I'll be honest, like I said, unless something dramatic happens, the likelihood of myself going to the National at this point is very low. We're well into the low single digits. I do still have the reservation available if something comes up, but I'm feeling no, just because it's not going to make sense financially for me to do that. But no, there'll definitely be live shows before, probably during, maybe after. So I don't think the National will impact the ability to have live shows. There'll definitely be some, for sure. So I know, Bobbles, are you planning any live shows during the National, because you'll actually be on location most likely?
I'll see how it goes this year. Obviously, I hit on live a little bit last year, even before the National even started. I was in there live, and we'll see how it goes. Unfortunately, this year we didn't rent a house because of the location. So it's going to be like people are going to be split a little bit because we just rented a block of rooms, but we'll see what we can do.
Now you want now you want me to show them? Oh, fine.
Inanimate objects you're talking to him.
Johnny wants me to show you guys something.
Is it an axe? Because I've heard Here's Johnny.
So
I've seen that movie. It's a good movie.
To show my dedication, okay? To show my dedication to the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Some would say Leafs Nation. Go on.
It's unwavering. I got a tattoo.
I was gonna go with tattoo or burning Bobby Orr in effigy. I was trying to figure out which one or the other.
I thought you had your mom make Leafs cookies, but
That would have been good
tattoo
too.
works.
That would have been amazing.
I want to show everybody my tattoo.
Mm.
Because I'm in for the long haul, folks. Here it comes. You ready?
Amazing. Amazing.
All right, right there. You guys
Now
can see
get you an artist that can do the gloss kind of look to it, because it takes extra talent to get like that gloss look. It looks like it looks like tape with a sticker on it. And that is because of a great tattoo artist that can get that shading.
That would be ludicrous. Okay. I went to see, after you get a fresh
What tattoo artist did you go to? Just out of curiosity.
Jimmy Tats.
Oh, Jimmy Tats. Is that in Peabody?
Yes, it is.
I kind of figured. I was wondering. Go on.
So I went to Jimmy Tats, and he's big time down here. And when you get a fresh tattoo, you put like Vaseline on it. So maybe that's what you're seeing.
Well, I think you actually wrap it with like I've seen enough of those tattoo shows. You like, hey, Bobbles, help me out here. Isn't it like a saran wrap basically to protect it from like infection or something? Remember, serves me.
So that's
I mean, I only have a few.
Yeah, but I'm saying
you don't have to wrap them. But
yeah, but I'm saying some of them will do that. It's like isn't it like a saran wrap?
I think that's what you're seeing in the light. But I just want everyone to know I'm in. I'm Maple Leafs fan for life.
Very exciting. I was moved. I would like Leaf cookies as well. That would have been really good.
Well, some people would have to get up off their ass and make some.
Wow.
I'm not saying who. I didn't name names.
Wow.
I'm just saying some people would have to get up off their ass to make Maple Leaf cookies. And some people did not do that.
Interesting.
It's very simple to make Bruins cookies, I've heard. You just throw them in, forget about them, let them turn completely black and burnt, and then you just put some yellow icing on it.
Wow. Sorry to wear that hat. I changed my mind. Send her back to the Patrice Bergeron retirement party. This is an underrated comment. Paul's internet greater than Eric's. Wow. That's strong. Wes says, I'm going to open my kid's grade with my kid. We'll check back in later. Thank you, Wes. Appreciate you. Have had any bigger card shows before the Natty? Not live streams. Live. He means actual live shows. Live shows with people. So before the National is what? The end of July, Baubles, right? It's, yeah, right at the end of July. So I'm thinking about, I think CSC is that one that I was mentioning. I think they're doing a couple of shows on a semi-regular basis. I'd like to definitely attend a couple more. I enjoyed the one that I attended. Although they keep putting it kind of out of my way a little bit. But I think under the right circumstances, I think it'd be all right with it. That's right. Thank you, Kathy. And Jimmy Tats hold the clock for 30 or 60 seconds before this time? Yes. 30, 60 seconds this time? There you go. Good evening, Orlando. Kathy chiming in.
I'm just saying that's what I have to deal with. Here we are, the biggest, Maple Leaf season made possibly of all time, and I can't even get to Maple Leaf cookies. I don't understand it.
And this one's a good comment. I like this one, Bubbles. Bubbles is right. It takes approximately 3 elimination games to get the right crisp on the cookies. Well, I think in order for Leaf fan Eric to get his wish, the Leafs are going to have to play 3 elimination games. So it's a requirement. The only way they can get to tonight's an elimination game, no matter what.
4 technically.
That's true. You're right. 4. So 4 elimination. So 3. To even have a chance to be at a 4th.
To show their great. See, this is all planned out. You don't understand. You guys don't understand, and I understand that you don't understand. So let me try to break it down for you.
Well, I've been distracted. I might have won a great PC card for the dentist PC, so I have my mind in multiple places here.
Have you been paying attention to the NHL in the last 24 hours? All you're hearing about is the NHL is rigged, the draft is rigged, everything's rigged.
By the way, is the draft rigged, Eric? Just out of curiosity, as Leaf fan Eric, is the Connor Bedard thing, is it rigged? Is it #rigged?
That's a side point. The point I'm trying to make is if the Leafs wanted to, they could have gone 16-0, boom, done. Okay? What they realized was if they dominated like that,
Mm-hmm.
All they'd hear about is rigged, 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 rigged. So they decided, all right, we can't just go 16-0. We got to let people think that the other team has a shot. So they let up some goals. They let some games, go to the other team.
So you're
Now the
saying
time-
that they didn't want to break records like Boston and get eliminated?
Yeah, look what happened to them. So they didn't want to follow that blueprint. That's just useless. So they clearly, all right, are like, we're going to give you guys a head start.
They're hustling, slow rolling.
It's like if Usain Bolt was going to race Carlos in the 100 meters, he would give Carlos a 99-meter head start.
Well, in this case, I almost feel like the head start is 101 meters. Carlos is already on the bench having his drink before Usain starts. It's like Usain's like, all right, it's like, dude, it's over, man. I already cracked the beverage. It's done, dude. You might want to have started a little sooner.
So yeah, I have full confidence. They're already up 1-0. Got a third period. Get 20 minutes. Come on.
That's true. We got 20 minutes left. 1-0. Bobbles, as you well know, in this playoffs, 1-0 is basically shut down. Like
200 minutes to go to round 3.
I don't even think their first line's even going to get back on the ice for the rest of the night.
I think it's
it's like we're done. We're done. Let the fourth liners get some ice time.
Sensational.
Okay? We're done.
I love this analytic analysis. Bobbles, this is the kind of analysis I was hoping for tonight. This is what I wanted. I wanted the people to get.
That's why I put the jersey on,
That's right. Thank you, sir.
Caution fever, yellow.
It's Leafs fever. Bobbles just cut the fever. All right? And the only way to get rid of that fever
is more cowbell?
Is more Leafs. Okay?
So I got something to cut the fever on real quick. Just a quick question and a thank you.
We got to cut some fever. Go ahead.
I appreciate the package.
Oh, did you get something?
Oh yeah, I've had it. I've been waiting for a moment.
By the way, is that address okay? Is that address okay since you've been sharing it a couple times?
Oh yeah, that's my PO box.
Oh, okay, got you. Okay, yep, no, all good, all good.
And I blocked his out.
I just wanted to make sure you weren't doxing yourself. I just wanted to be sure.
Well, mine's on there, so come on now.
Nah, I blocked it out.
All right, all good.
Oh, did you get something in the mail? Did you?
Yeah, and I really appreciate them. They're going into a binder. I really do appreciate it. I will try to make a care package for you of some sort of team whenever I figure out which one is appropriate.
If you hear ticking, it's probably a clock.
But
it's completely fine.
Bobbles, in that package, was there any type of note?
Oh yeah, I mean, I appreciate the proper, the very nice penmanship of the get this crap out of my house.
Yes,
and 3 exclamation points. 3.
At 3 times. Now, my question is, I didn't think you had new product in your house. So I'm just like, were you secretly collecting this?
I found it. I found it in the street in front of my house. It must have fallen out of a dump truck.
Okay.
Out of a trash truck. And I found
I do sincerely appreciate it, and I will return the favor when I get I have an issue because I don't have a lot of variety in my collection outside of Dallas Stars and the Kraken and stuff. But I'm going to find something for you, and I'm going to make sure it is very special. So I do appreciate it, and I want to show my appreciation.
This seems more like a threat than anything else.
Well, Bobble and I
no, I'm serious. I want to pay back the respects and show you that I appreciate it.
You're gonna find some crap in your house and send it to me.
There's no crap here.
Oh,
yeah, he got rid of the Bobby Orr cards years ago. Gone, done.
But no, in all seriousness, thank you. I will get a care package together and head it your way.
That's not needed, but thank you. And speaking of Bobby Orr, everyone around here in Massachusetts is all excited about today because today's May 10th.
Piggyback ride day?
It is Piggyback Ride Day, and it is Bobby Orr Day. Every May 10th is Bobby Orr Day. And this is the 53rd anniversary of when Bobby Orr took flight. And everyone around here is all excited. Rah, 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 rah. And it's like, listen, I don't want to listen to your, Bobby Orr did something 53 years ago. All right. I want to talk about the Leafs.
Or did he?
I
happen to think that the same people that produced the Bobby Orr image were the same people that produced the moon landing. And Bobbles, as we all know, we'd never been on the moon. The Bobby Orr thing was done on a soundstage, an elaborate soundstage. If you look in the background, you can actually see remainder of the set from the moon. How convenient!
I wouldn't be at all surprised. All right, I wouldn't be at all surprised. So I don't know. Everyone around here is all about Bobby Orr today, and I'm just like, listen, I don't want to talk about it. It's just you're silly. I just got to focus on, this game, and the greatness which is the Toronto Maple Leafs.
By the way, just for the record, I always enjoy the delay because when you watch this live stream, there's always a little bit of a delay. I've got in front of me, I'm watching the stream. This is a stream, so the stream's on delay too. I've got 16:32. Anyone else watching? What time you got in the game? I'm just curious how big the delay is. I don't know. Are you watching on TV, Eric? Do you have it on TV?
Mine's 15:49.
Wow, almost 40 seconds.
49.
Wow, that's almost 40 seconds. Oh my God, he's lit on fire. You guys should go for it. You got a 40-second head start on me. I'll read a couple of these here real quick. Reason for Eric's unbelievable fandom: bump to the head, long lost evil twin, bad batch of cookies, a disturbingly ultimate dimension.
I don't know what. Listen, I don't understand why people keep making these type of comments. I don't understand them. I don't get it. All right, it's Leafs for life. All right, and I don't understand what people mean by this stuff. I was confused on Friday. I am equally confused today. I don't understand it.
It's very confusing. That gold on card auto of Booby come in? Question mark.
Do you understand what they're talking about?
I will be disappointed if this season of BIC is explained as a dream. Bubbles, that's always a possibility. I feel like I'm trying to figure out if this season is canon. I'm not sure.
Why don't they just understand the passion and love that I have for the Leafs? I don't understand it. No, I don't know. I think it's jealousy. That's what it is. Yeah, absolutely.
By the way, how often does Johnny tell you to kill? Just a random question, just out of curiosity.
Out of what? I'm sorry, what?
Well, I'm saying, since you're talking
I couldn't hear you. Johnny was talking to me. What were you saying?
So when Johnny talks to you, I'm just curious how often he tells you to kill.
Johnny Bauer would never tell me to do that.
I think Johnny Bauer's got a secret dark side. I've met Johnny Bauer.
I have.
I see darkness in his eyes. You know how they say it takes one to know one? I see a man who's killed people, who's killed a man before, or 14.
No.
A day.
No.
Like a habit of like Bobbles, like a habit of cigarettes. I see a man who's killed a man.
Paul should know. He is an expert in this. Paul should be able to.
It wouldn't shock me if Johnny had like the biggest mulch, garden in the background. All of a sudden, it's like, Johnny, do you think anyone will suspect that it's perfect? Your lawn is like 5 feet above ground. Like it's supposed to go down. It's supposed to go down. Johnny, I have questions. Eric dislikes Bobby Orr so much he almost broke a game you stick once. True. That is canon. That is true. That's some disdain, Bubbles. That's some strong disdain.
That is not.
I've never intentionally tried to damage Fish Boy merchandise, Game Use merch, or Water Boy Tom Brady merch. You haven't seen that.
You've never deflated Tom Brady's balls for him.
It would have been redundant, but yes, you're right. I have not. At this point, if I tried to deflate them anymore, they'd be reflated. It would be all reversed. This is terrible. Can't believe BGS Eric is keeping up this Leafs BS. That's commitment to the bit, Ozzy Cardet. It's commitment to the bit. And that's why tonight's game is critical. We're gonna find out just how much. We're gonna find out just how deep it goes. Ozzy Cardet says, if you're truly a Leafs fan, Eric, us peasants in the chat would happily take all your Bobby Orr stuff off your hands. Man, how much Bobby Orr stuff you got over there? Did you see his new wall, Ozzy Cardet? Look at the unimpenetrable wall in the background.
Listen, this is the GOAT right here. 10 points, 1 game against the Boston Bruins. Okay, this is the GOAT. If it isn't Sittler, I'm not interested.
So Bubbles, I got a piece of mail and it wasn't ticking either. So it's very exciting. So I did add some pieces to my 53 Bowman color. So I've got the video that'll be coming up. It'll appear in the morning. But these are pretty crisp looking.
Pretty nice, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's like if you're gonna get a raw copy, I'll show real quick a couple of these ones here. But if you get a raw copy, you can get some decent ones. It's from a dealer that I usually buy from, so pretty good stuff. Show a couple of these real quick. So I picked up 5 more. I love the pictures. That's the thing with these ones. This particular year in this particular set, the pictures are excellent. So that puts me at like 32.5% of the set. So just a little over, just shy of a third. So we're making progress. We're chipping away at it. And there's Hoot Evers. And you got the nice stadium image in the background there. It's pretty good.
They're not too badly centered either.
I tried to, because they have pictures on the site they do. Because I have pictures, I specifically tried to pick out ones that have some decent centering on them. So like with this issue, centering's a bit of a challenge. So I'm not worried about having the highest condition. I'm just trying to find one that's decently centered. That's the piece that looks nice aesthetically. So again, the thing with vintage is you're going with eye appeal, right? Like what is it the thing that aesthetically makes the card look nice to you? That's what you're shooting for. So I try to find one that are at least decently centered. They don't have to be perfect, but at least decent centering, a reasonably crisp image. I'm trying my best on those. So,
that's why many times I just buy the ones with the borders cut off, because then you don't have to worry about the centering.
Centering's perfect. That's right. We're hoping that gold and booby auto is gets shown on accident, not for the humor, but so Kathy takes away cookies for spending too much allowance money. True.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Facts. So I kind of felt bad because I've been doing a good job selling stuff on eBay the last couple of weeks, but now I'm gonna have to after tonight. I'm gonna have to. What's that?
Get a real job. You're gonna have to get a real job now.
No, absolutely not. That's nonsense. I didn't have a real job before, in fairness. So when did that start? Listen, I'm on the better part of like 40 years of not having a real job. So why would I start now? That's That's crazy talk. That's for peasants.
That is.
That's for peasants. Anyway, I came across this card that was selling. It's one of the ones that I needed for my Spectrum. So I think Paul will appreciate this one. So this will be forthcoming for the Dennis PC. We got this one coming up. So that is the out of 5 autograph. So that's the last one that I needed. That wasn't one of the 1-of-1s. So basically, I'm done. I won't say the rainbow because you need the rainbow or the 1-of-1 really to have the rainbow. But to me, outside of it, I'm not counting the 1-of-1s. If I can get one, great. It's a bonus. But I needed that one to fill out the rest of the versions of that autograph. So they're cheaper than they were, which is great. But in the Jason Robertson J-Rob category that we were talking about earlier, I would still like the price to slide a little more. Like, help a brother out. Like, just drop that price down a little more. But this one was fine. I'm okay with it. I needed that one for the PC. So, but now it's like, all right, got to sell some more shit here to kind of offset the purchase. So that's the newest one. So there you go. Hopefully you appreciate that one, Paul. That was for you. And with all the AEW stuff going on, there you go. We'll have to see what that show entails tonight. He's saying a bunch of people making comebacks, but doing it in backstage segments. It's a little disappointing. All right, so still 1-0. You guys are about 40 seconds ahead of me, so it's probably 11 minutes and change.
11:29.
Yeah. Just another card with the same image. Thank you, sir. Blame Billy on that one. I gave him a hard time for it. No doubt. Eric is relaxed because he knows the Leafs will win 4 in a row, unlike when the Bruins had to win that game 6 or else. It's true. It's true. I look forward to Friday. I think if the Leafs keep winning, then I'm sorry, Ozzy Cardad. I'm sorry to disappoint you. I'm sorry. If the Leafs keep winning, we're going to see Leafs fan, all-time Leafs fan. He's always been Leaf fan. We're going to see him. So, it happens, man. I don't know what to tell you. Ozzy Cardad says, is Britt actually a doctor? Doctor of dentistry. DDS. Yep. Well, DMD. So, yep. You got to be the DMD to get a dentist. That is an MD. So she is in fact a doctor.
So everyone knows that, and this is completely true.
Yeah. And by the way, unlike doctors or doctors of statistics who stick doctor in front of their name and maybe associated to Eric's favorite hobby company. Fake doctors. DMD is an actual doctor.
Right. So I know people. This is actually true. I know
Mm.
people don't believe me
As
when I
opposed to actually fake. Go on.
my hockey is not my favorite sport.
It's no one's favorite sport. Go on.
My favorite sport, of course, is women's cross country mountain biking.
What I love is that you emphasize each one of those segments specifically. Go on.
Yes. And um, Annika Langvad um, retired early from, she's a former world champion and actually went back to school to become a dentist and is now a full-time dentist.
Mm. Oh, that's definitely a soundtrack violation. Bobbles, I'm blocking that shit for YouTube copyright, whatever that garbage is. So Josh says, so I'll take it the Leafs score. There you go. I'm about 40 seconds behind you boys, so I'll see it here in a minute.
I was just looking at the stats, and that I see they have that Joseph Woll at
Okay.
goalie tonight.
Oh,
He
okay.
actually has very little career stats.
Yeah.
11 games.
It's looking pretty good. And with Leaf Square, by the way, I assume you guys saw it in there. Leaf Square absolutely goes nuts, and obviously those folks are going to be losing their mind today. But the best part about this, Bubbles, as I said earlier, is that means they're going to start talking themselves into this. They're like, we're saying if they win tonight, it's like, oh yeah, so we can do it. We can win game 5. We can win game 6. It's like, oh, this will be so good. That's even better. The Leafs thing to do is not to lose in game 4. The Leafs thing to do is to win game 4, 5, and 6. And then go to 7 and burst into flames. Not Calgary
Shut your
Flames, but
mouth.
just Flames.
You
Just Flames.
shut your mouth.
Carlos
It is
says,
pretty hot in Florida. I mean,
whoosh. One inspiring story of dentistry. Facts.
Hey,
False.
you're a world champion, and you go, okay, I'm good. I'm going to walk away from this, and I'm going to pursue another dream. It is pretty amazing.
But the problem is, Eric, when we were doing the story, we were comparing it to Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, who is a former world champion and is still a practice full-time dentist and a full-time professional wrestler. So why couldn't you mountain bike and be a dentist? Why can't you be a mountain biking dentist?
Because she's trying, unlike the other chick who's not, we're actually full-time, because you can't have 2 full-time jobs.
Yes, you can.
No, you cannot.
You don't have to wrestle 7 days a week, Eric. You wrestle when the shows are on. You go to you fly into the show, you do the thing, you fly back. Then you go back to the dental office in the morning.
Okay, so she wrestles 1 day a week on a Sunday.
Usually
That's
Wednesday. But
Oh, Wednesday. So like people don't go to the dentist on Wednesday?
you book them on Tuesday and Thursday.
I mean, unless they only do shows, down the street from her office so that she can close up and run down the street and jump into the ring. I don't see how it's full time, but okay.
It's only when the work is being done, Eric.
full-time.
It's only when the work is being done, Eric. I don't know what to tell
I'm
you.
just saying, Annika's full time. I'm just saying.
Are you telling me they have mountain bike races 7 days a week?
No, not usually.
I'm not counting the training time. So when was she actually biking?
They race Thursday through Sunday.
So that's also not full time.
Well, they train the rest of the time.
That doesn't count. We already established that. She could be
But you're
training for
getting
wrestling the
paid-
rest of the time.
You're getting
Doesn't
paid. Well, they don't play hockey games every single day.
So they're not full time either? Oh man. Bobbles, these slackers.
Football,
Do you see how much money they
Football-
pay these hockey
football,
players?
They play 1 time a week. Is football not a full time job? They play on Sunday.
Not that we're aware of.
They don't do anything
Those
the
football
other-
players should really get a job, Bobbles. Should get a job. Listen, I know how much Lamar's getting paid, but it's about time he goes out of the house and gets a job.
yeah,
Terrible. Average Joe Carter,
entertainment.
False hope, what the Leafs can deliver every year. They do. Do you have any mountain biking cards? I think we've discussed this before. Do you have any mountain biking cards?
they're not typical size cards like this. I do have some road cards for guys who like ride in the Tour de France, but I have not found any mountain bike cards that are typical like this. They're usually larger, and they're usually handed out at events by the teams.
So if you're getting mountain biking cards, does that mean like your holy grail is like a Lance Armstrong like game use pharmaceutical label for what he took for blood doping?
No, I want the vials of blood. Would be the.
I'm sure Leaf can get that done.
Yeah.
That's a Brian Gray. That's a Brian Gray special.
Oh, Brian will do absolutely.
100%. He'd do it.
2-0 Martyr. Dirty old needles.
Anything's possible, man. Dennis played golf on Wednesday, so that day's not reasonable. That's what I'm saying. Bougie Eric is trying to downplay like an actual practicing dentist doing a real job. Right. But he's like, no. It's like she left. So as far as I'm concerned, she's doing one job. Have you gone? You say your story was about a dentist. Have you gone to any women's mountain biking events, Eric? Have you?
Yes.
Are you like the person on the sidelines? So like, in wrestling, when the music hits, the people are standing there going, high five me. Are you like in the mountain bike racing? High five me. I'm your biggest fan. You're holding like the sign? No,
we shake cowbells.
Do you shake the cowbells while holding the sign? Wait, you could be the guy in the mountain. You could be the guy in the mountain bike race that's holding the John 3:16 sign. There's always one guy.
It's not me. I have a cowbell.
I feel like you could do two things. You can hold a sign with one hand and shake the cowbell.
I'm not holding the sign. I just shake the cowbell and yell.
I feel like the theme of this evening, Bobbles, is that Eric is advocating for just not trying hard enough. You can hold the sign with one hand, shake the cowbell with the other.
I don't want to hold.
You have two hands.
Well, he did admit as a Leafs fan that they didn't try, and that was supposedly and allegedly their entire plan is not trying.
That is correct.
And that's genius. I love it. Lull them in a false sense of security. Paul says better than the
goalie interfered. Bullshit.
Better than the Vicodin label. Paul, don't lie to me. You want that card. We all want that card.
No, I want to see that on replay.
Eric puts his Bobby Core cards on the spokes of his mountain bikes, as he should. That's where they belong. They make a great sound like an engine. It's really good. Everybody has a 71 Siddler, but only a true Leafs fan has the Gordon McRae card, 75 or 76. Wait, you're talking about true fandom and you don't know if it's 75 or 76? If you're a true fan who has this Gordon McRae card you're referencing, should you not know? Shouldn't you have it? You should be able to tell us exactly what year it is. We want card numbers. We want years. Come on, man.
I'm very unhappy at the moment.
I actually saw on the replay here, Bubbles, I can see there's the one like Panthers fan there with like a gold chain, but it's a gold chain without like a Jason Robertson card on it. Like, it's very disappointing. It's like just this gold chain. It's like this gimmicky, it's such a big chain too that it's like, dude, it's not real gold. That's plastic.
Slackers.
Garbage.
Bobbles, do you have a big gold chain with the Jason Robinson card on it?
I don't have my card in it right now. I can pop it in.
This is why I'm not buying you any more presents.
I took it out because I had them in the display. But how about this?
That's right.
Wait, it doesn't fit this one. Damn it.
I always got different holders. By the way, I don't know if you guys ever seen like when you watch like a hockey game and they go and look at up at the booth in the box. I feel like the TVs in those boxes are too small.
There we go.
Oh, he's got it with the green. Nice.
Yeah, the green, the yellow, the blue.
That's proper. Like, look, that's downright festive. We got some colors going.
That's an SGC holder. That's a 101.
Yeah, it doesn't fit the. I was trying to put the cup in here, but they're thicker slabs. It won't fit.
SGC, I especially made.
Again, I appreciate it. Even the crap. I will take the crap.
Yep. Paul says that chain better make an appearance in Chicago.
Oh yeah, the chain will be there.
There you go. I like it.
You can go over to Corey's table and thank him.
Good times. So, kind of playing off what we were talking about earlier. Depending
Women's
on what happens with the
mountain
price point. What's that?
Women's mountain biking,
Yeah, we're definitely talking about women's mountain
because
biking.
the first race of the season is this weekend.
We're in May.
They have a season.
When did the season end?
The end of last summer.
We're in May. They took that much time off. Oh, this is a wussy sport. Trash.
And we're talking about full time.
God damn,
Whew.
Jesus. Good Lord.
The
Yikes.
UCI World Cup starts this weekend.
World
They
Cup.
had other races, but these are the big ones.
The what? The you what?
The
I
UCI.
don't even want to say what I thought I heard you.
UCI.
What does that stand for?
That is the governing
Yeah.
body of cycling.
That was my question. There were 3 initials. What does that stand for?
The
You
you.
stands for a word that begins with you. Go on.
That is correct.
All right. While you're doing that, I'll keep going. Kamikaze, good evening. It's Larry Moe and Carly. Never mind. You got to spell it right if you want to acknowledge your clever joke. I don't even want to guess. But May, Bobbles, since last summer, May. Come on.
And they after the season ended, then they did cyclocross. We went over this already.
The cyclocross when they finally fight on the bicycles with
That's-
swords.
Yeah. That was remember when the guy's finger went the wrong way and then he just grabbed it and snapped it back and jumped back on his bike?
Yeah, and then I showed you a professional wrestler that did that. I'm like, big deal. Whoop de do.
Well, since you put so much weight into professional wrestling, you'd think
The difference is, Eric, I don't pretend professional wrestling is a sport. It's literally glorified actors, and they do that shit all the time, and you're pretending about the sport. Ooh. The people doing the fake thing, the fake fighting, do that all the time. Your pansy sport, we need months off. Oh, it's too hard. Listen, I want people on bicycles. I want them riding over ice. I want them slipping and falling, and I want them riding on bicycles on ice with swords.
And spiked
They do
tires.
That's right. I want death, Eric. I don't want you to tell me that she retired and became a death. No, I want you to tell me she died.
No. They do ride bikes on ice.
And what's the casualty rate?
We have studded tires.
And do we have like a 95% mortality rate?
I've gone across lakes, ponds,
And you're still alive.
but we do not usually use swords. That's not
You should be telling me that you're an Eric clone because the previous 17 versions died at cyclocross.
No, but we can ride across
Just
ice.
break
We have
hips.
tires- We have tires with studs in them that will allow us to go across ice. I do it every
And
winter.
you could use those studs to attack your opponent in cyclocross.
I guess you could like wheelie and like throw the
Yes!
tire in the face.
Bubbles, this is already a way better sport. Way better. We improved the sport by like 114%. Minimum.
Now I just need video footage of Eric doing a wheelie.
A wheelie. Yeah. That's how he broke his hip first. That's how he broke his hip. The last wheelie was his last wheelie. Julia Hart and Jay had a few legit that had to hurt moments. Right. I would agree with that. With BGS slabs in their spokes. Yes. Yes.
Those
I love it.
bricks would rip my spokes apart.
That's what I'm saying, but it'll add a little heft. It'll make you much more effective cyclocross. I like it. I like it. All right, so let's see what we got left here. So I got 512 here.
I have a
So-
career.
They're hanging in there. We'll see.
They want me to
go
buy
get
a
it.
Lexus.
Who wants a Lexus?
That's what they're trying to sell me. They want me to buy a Lexus.
You should buy a Maple Leaf branded Lexus. Just put a big old leaf on the side of it.
That'd be awesome.
I know, it'd be amazing. Sensational.
A black and gold one.
I love it.
Why would I want that crap?
Well, I mean, look at my jersey. It's got the black. See? And then the gold.
Mm.
It goes so well together. I mean,
That's what I'm saying. So, folks, just out of curiosity, for those of you watching, Any predictions for the Edmonton game tonight? Just curious what you guys thinking for the game this evening. Anybody got any picks?
Vegas.
Ooh, Vegas. We're getting dangerously close. I think that would let me see here. Is that 3 wins or where are we at?
It'd be 3-1 if Vegas
Yeah, it'd be
win.
3-1. Yeah, that's what I thought. So it would put them on the
McDavid
precipice
has
and put
to
them on the brink.
continue on the Trout trend where like he's
The
already
problem is
been more successful.
he already got through a round. It was like
Right.
he actually won a round.
Right, but he can't be too successful. And then he's got the kid coming in behind him, that they're now saying, like they were showing stats last night or whatever, that Bedard's actually doing better than McDavid and what was it, the AHL or KHL, whatever it is.
Well, this is the
Neither-
KHL. The KHL would be a
neither one
little
of
different.
those. Neither one of
What,
those.
whichever one it is, but they were
Neither
comparing their stats and showing that he was
Yeah,
better than McDavid. So
Fair enough. Paul says better than the Nexus. All right, it's true. That is a wrestling reference.
how long
got it.
before Bobrovsky goes off and the Panthers tie it up, Eric?
Actually, wouldn't it be better if Bobrovsky is the one who scores the tying goal? It's like, how? Trust me, just go with it. Be amazing.
He
Knuckle
was on the
puck.
way to the net and just smacked it.
Knuckle
Or
puck.
to the bench.
Bobbles. Knuckle puck from 180 feet out. Just
It could work.
knuckle it.
It
It could work,
I've seen
buddy.
it done. I've seen it done in the movies. I know it's true.
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's right. So you got Edmonton 5-2. All right. So that's one prediction. Another high scoring game. Another 7 goals would be interesting. All right. There's been a lot, but like I mentioned earlier tonight, you notice it's like a lot of lopsided games. It's like when a game gets out of hand, it just stays completely out of hand.
Oh,
Like,
yeah. Some of these scores are ridiculous. Like football scores. I can't believe how many goals are being let in.
I'm used to, and Bobbles, maybe this is indicative of this season, the way that it's gone with a lot of the high scoring. I'm used to there being like, to be honest, this Leafs score is a lot more what I'm used to in the playoffs.
Of course.
Like it is a 1-goal game, but it's 3 goals combined. So like, yes, you can tie it up. Or if an empty netter happens, it's 3-1. Like it's not like this crazy one-sided thing. It's
Right.
It's within striking distance. It's not 5-1 or 6-2 or
Yeah.
7-3 or whatever.
Well,
I mean, yeah,
what's
yeah.
interesting with the Kraken and the Stars game, if you actually look at the scores throughout the 4 games so far, the first game went to overtime, but in
Yep.
regulation they were tied. And Seattle only has a 1-goal advantage right now throughout the 4 games, and that
In
would
the
be
aggregate?
the overtime
In the
goal.
aggregate?
Yeah, so they're like dead even through 4 games in the scoring outside of the overtime goal.
No, for sure. But that's because they traded back-to-back blowouts. Like,
Yeah,
it's just like it's like you blow us out and then we'll blow you out next game.
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. I can't believe it. I mean, I even it's been happening with with each series, so I can't even keep track. But the other day, yeah,
Really firing shots. I like it.
you had one team that was up like 6-0 or something, and all of a sudden it was 6-4, and it was like, are they actually going to make it come all the way back? Like I couldn't believe it. That
they were taking a page out of the Leafs book.
it's like how, yeah, right. It's like we're going to give you a head start, and now we're coming for you. And I just like, how in the world can you have 10 goals in a game? It's just, it's the freaking playoffs, man.
It was it game 1?
Mm-hmm.
It was 4-2 after the first period.
I was something like that. I know a couple of the games have gotten where they're just scoring a ton of goals early, and it's like, all right, well, it's going to be one of these games.
Yeah, it was game 1 of Stars Kraken. It was 4-2 first period, and then Ottinger settled in, and Dallas tied it up to go 4-4 into overtime, and eventually lost 5-4. But
I'm a firm believer that Stanley Cups are won with defense and a hot goalie, and there is no defense or hot goalies in these playoffs.
So just out of curiosity, what do you want to say about the entire decade of the 1980s? When does the defense or hot goalie kick in? It is true. Shame the Bruins couldn't score more goals. It would have helped. I like this comment. Send me. I've been investing in Mac with a K. Jones the last 30 years. It's okay. It's never too late to learn.
It's 1 minute left. 1 minute left. Here we go.
This is where I need the Sportsnet sponsorship bobbles. Then I can put it on the screen.
47 seconds. 47 seconds. Bob is on the bench. We got 47 seconds. 30's 9. $33. Come on.
We're getting dangerously close to Leafs Eric joining us for another episode. Getting
27.
dangerously close. Because isn't the next game on Friday?
They clear. It's clear.
Probably.
I'll double check.
19 seconds. Dump back in. Up. They cleared. 13 seconds.
May the 12th, if necessary. Dun, dun,
9
dun.
seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2.
You know what y'all this means? Leaf fan Eric will be joining us on the live stream on Friday. Sorry, Aussie Card Dad. Sorry. Josh has got, woo. Do you believe in miracles? They won a game.
I called it.
Yes.
I tried to tell everybody. And, I'm telling you, we're going to sweep. We're sweeping.
You know what really helped me believe, though, Eric? You know what really helped me? I think some Instagram posts highlighting some of the great Leafs. I think Johnny would love to see some Leafs thing on your Instagram that people can screenshot and be able to like reshare and repo. Like it'd be amazing.
I don't have Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe in social
I think that's exactly Bubbles. I think that's exactly what should happen. The more incriminating images, the better. Don't you think?
Celebrate the win. Tell all of those illustrious stories you shared with us tonight.
I don't have social media.
Very moving stories. Very moving tales.
Do a reel talking to your little buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Sharing the stories there.
Yep. Now leave out the part about how many people he told you to kill, because again, he has a very dark past. Very dark.
No incriminating stuff.
Yeah, it's like don't share that kind of thing. You don't want to say where the body's buried.
Why are they saying this about you? You've never told me to kill anybody.
I mean, you could
tell me to
always
steal stuff
clip
all
it
the
and
time.
post it to yours.
When he said to take the knife and stab them 47 times, that is like trying to kill someone.
I'm just no. He does tell me to acquire items that might not be mine all the time, but he never told me to hurt anybody. He does say things like, "Take it. If you like it, just take it." Yeah.
It happens, man. It happens. What are we gonna do? It is what it is. It is what it is. Just terrible. Are you sure, Eric, though? Are you sure you don't want to just... I feel like you should celebrate. Like, I feel like you should get into this Instagram game. I think it's the kind of thing where you really do well. I think people enjoy.
I don't believe in social media, and I don't have any type of social media account.
Agreed.
Like,
says I might be bored of work tomorrow. I may or may not be able to tag someone. I know. I bet you could. Way ahead of you, Paul. I was thinking about it.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't have any.
On a related note, I think everyone should follow Sanderson or on Instagram.
I'm just thinking that most people,
it's an Instagram shout out,
I don't believe in social media. I think it's for like teenagers. I don't believe in such nonsense.
You know who's big on social media? Women's cross country cyclists. You should probably go on there and follow them. That'd be great. They could use a couple more followers. They need the engagement during the 47-month off season. That never ends.
There might be some women cyclists that have social media.
Oh, I bet they are. Is Clubhouse not social media? It is. Also on Grindr. Also where he sees mountain biking cyclists. That's how he found out about this. What he was babbling on about. Did you find out about this lady on Grindr, Eric? Is that what happened?
Can you?
Thanks for the follow on Instagram, Eric. Per Billy Cilio. Thanks.
I don't even know Billy.
Hey Billy, just so you know, we're just hanging out BSing. So if you want in on some of this, just let me know. I'll send you a link.
I don't know what Billy Chelios is related to Chris. I'm sorry, I don't know.
So I don't know, Bubbles. Okay, so look, serious thought. I'll ignore Leafs fan Eric for a minute. So Bubbles, what do you think? 3-1. Do we get the comeback? Because we're gonna have another game on Friday. Now it is necessary. The if necessary has kicked in. Friday night, 7 p.m. So before I do the Go to Live, we'll be an hour into the Leafs taking on the Florida Panthers in Game 5. Thoughts?
Give me 1 second before I answer that because I want to see something real.
Take a look. Take a look. Feel free.
Telling you, it's gonna be a sweep.
Wow.
Here we come.
You mean the reverse sweep? You mean give up the 3 and then you go the other way. Interesting.
Leaf for life. Right there.
I look forward to the glorious tape that'll be compiled when the time is right. It's gonna be wonderful. So, out of curiosity, so is there any other crimes that Johnny Bauer would like to admit to? Doesn't have to be lethal crimes, you know. Like I said, I already know about his dark evil past.
He just sometimes encourages me to take things I like without asking.
Does he tell you to give him back?
No. No. Definitely not.
Says Eric, do you own any Gordon McRae cards in the Leafs from 75 rookie of the 76?
Probably.
Barbed wire in the Moxley Omega match? That doesn't surprise me. Those guys go to barbed wire every time. I believe it. I'll definitely have to check it out. We'll have to see how that one goes. I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be fun. I kind of enjoyed tonight's kind of a fun night because there's obviously a lot going on. That's why I wasn't too worried about it. More than anything, I kind of wanted to just hang out, and I thought it'd be kind of fun to do it this way.
You know, maybe crazy. I'm not saying they're going to come back and win the series, but looking at the series, all 3 games that the Leafs have lost have been close. I mean, you have 4-2, 3-2, and then 3-2 overtime.
Yep.
That's pretty interesting to note. And then tonight obviously was 2-1. So it's been a very close series, even though it looks lopsided because it was 3-0 going into tonight. But
what's funny it's kind of what you're alluding to. I think this might be the only series where the individual games were actually competitive.
Yeah, I mean,
because everybody else has had like at least a blowout or 2 in them. These have been all like literally 1-goal games all the way through in the 4 so far.
I think the Panthers have the momentum, though. I mean, look what they did last round. They kind of defeated the odds against the Giant. And I think the Maple Leafs, you know, Samsonov was the starting goalie, and then obviously they gave way to this Wall kid. I looked at his stats. He doesn't have a lot of, play time. I don't know that he can handle. I mean, maybe he has nothing to lose too, being young and not much experience. Maybe he's in the moment and he could go 4 games. I just don't see it. It just seems a little in the moment. It's nice, but I don't think 4 games in a row against a team that just defeated, a barbaric Giant is gonna happen.
Barbaric Giant. How's the card says? Can we request Eric B in his other actually hobby room Friday? That is the same room. He would have to literally demolish the wall behind him like the reverse Kool-Aid Man. Like instead of the Kool-Aid Man coming out of the wall, he'd have to Kool-Aid Man into the wall. It'd be crazy. Just go straight barreling in, Right now he's trapped. The problem is in his zest for construction, he actually doesn't have a doorway. So right now he's been in that room since we last left him on Friday. A little awkward, but it happens. There's a little room above though. Kathy can slip cookies through the top of that.
I don't know. This is my office. I don't know what.
Ozzy seems to believe there's another alternate dimension where there's more to the office.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Smash having 13 minutes left is nuts. Absolutely. And Josh, being a good friend of the channel that he is, he's posted. And like I said, Eric, you really should get on this Instagram thing. Like, there's a lot going on over there, man.
I don't know anything about that stuff.
So Josh is, sharing here that Johnny Bauer picture with the caption "Greatest goalie of all time." And then there's a person underneath that says Sanderson or agrees. I think that's because I'm Carlos. I've heard of that guy. He's all right. So I think that's pretty good. Um, like I said, you get on there, you can follow that Sanderson or guy. He's weird. He's a bit of a weirdo though, bit of a freak. Um, a bit obsessive about chocolate sticks. Don't ask him about chocolate sticks. It's awkward. No one wants to talk about that.
You sound yummy though.
Oh, no, disgusting. Literally for
I wouldn't know.
the lower end scum of the earth. I'm a conspiracy theory from way back. That's what I'm saying. What I figured. Are we bidding on the Bedard cards in the Hawks uniform? I hope I won't be outbid. How much are you willing to bid, though? And actually, this plays into my question this plays into the question I was asking Bobbles earlier. Bobbles, usually do open up some of the Upper Deck product with flagship. Just out of curiosity, so assuming the price doesn't get too far out of whack, what are you comfortable in for the boxes? Let's assume there's going to be a little bit of an increase at least. Where are you comfortable?
Well, we normally try if we're able to get like a case.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's the reason I'm asking because I said there are a lot of folks that'll buy a box or two, so a little bit of an increase isn't necessarily going to be an issue. But
Yeah.
if the price point goes over a case, you're expanding the number of boxes. That gets a little expensive.
Right. I mean, if it's like, if it hits 200, then I'm not gonna do, I wouldn't do a case because
Yeah.
we were buying cases before at like when we started into hockey, it was like 89 a box, I think. And so a case was roughly, I think it was 1100 somewhere in there.
Yeah.
And they've crept up to, I think the last one we purchased was like 13.
Mm.
So what, 120 would be what, 1440 a case. I'd like to stay under 15 if
Okay.
possible because, let's also face it, adding the new inserts, the new parallel, all of that is also going to increase the print runs.
Mm.
And I don't want to continue paying more for cards that we know are printed way more because you're kind of defeating your purpose there. So it's fun to open and all of that, but you also have to use some sense when it comes to it too. So
Yeah. So what you're saying? So I'm hoping your maximum 100 US. You're talking about boxes. By the way, it's going to be more than that. Because if you're talking about the Bedard cards, the Young Guns will be way north of that. It'll be
yeah.
multiples. The question that a lot of folks have is like how much north?
If he's talking about the card, so Lafreniere, I think when he
I think it was
initially
like 300 or
came out,
400 at one point.
I think his Young Gun came out raw around 180-ish. I would have to hold on. Let me see if I can find.
Yeah, see if you can
some
find
data
because I
on
know at
that.
one point it went up quite a bit. It got to multiple hundreds, and that was for Lafreniere, who had some hype, but not like this. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. I'm trying
Well,
to
I
be
don't even
realistic.
care about Bedard. I am just willing to spend any amount of money possible to get some new Austin Matthews cards.
That you should.
Autographed, game worn, low serial numbers. I want some. I want some PMGs. I want some kabooms. I want some.
Bobbles. He
I
needs some
want all the
PMGs. He
good
needs some
stuff.
PMGs. That's serious
Damn.
business.
I know. I need all the good stuff
Mm.
from Austin Matthews. Money is not an object.
Mm.
Anything at all. That's what I'm going after.
Amazing. Sensational. I think that's some hashtag invest advice right there.
If you're interested in collecting, cards, don't waste your time going after Bedard and McDavid and it's all about Austin Matthews.
I don't know
So
if
the
that's.
highest,
Go ahead.
the highest I see Lafreniere, and this is graded, so take this with a grain of salt. It's not raw.
Yeah.
An underrated
Um,
comment.
Was 760. Oh no, wait, that's a French. 700 on July 27th, 2021 at PSA
Yeah,
10
it
for
went absolutely
700.
ballistic at one point. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it was crazy. By the way, Bubbles, check out this comment.
I
I
want the
appreciate it.
ones. I want the ones with the cities behind them, right? I want the ones with the cities behind them. I want the round
The
ones.
Fanimation,
Mm,
I want the ones that are kind of ovalish. I want those,
mm,
and I want
Jambalaya.
dazzlers. I want dazzlers,
mm.
and I want all the good stuff. I want all of it.
Billy, could we get one of those fan of the game set, and then we could get a good picture? Like Bobbles and I can confer on this, and we can get a nice picture of Eric that you can include with his Leafs fandom. I have ideas, and we should immortalize that on a card, and I think that would be a phenomenal idea that we would all enjoy. That right there, Bobbles, is a fantastic hashtag influencer poll that we all want.
Yeah.
That's right there is gold chain worthy. The people wear that around proudly. The gold chain. We could get Logan Paul on this shit. Be like Logan Paul. We'll lure him in with some GI
Yeah,
Joe packs. He gets very excited about those.
gold chains, come and go. You can take them off. It's all about the tattoos if you want to show your loyalty.
Mm.
All right, Leaf fan for life, right there.
I told you, Billy. You had an opportunity to retort to this man. Like I tried to give you a venue with which to do so, but like I can't help you, man. I don't know what to tell you. This is the kind of slanderous words that this man is sharing with people.
Yeah, I want some of them color blasts,
Mm-hmm.
and I want all of it. I want all the names.
He's literally grinding. He's grinding his cute bubbles, trying to think of like what is a non-upper deck thing that I can say.
I just
I want some I want some of them prisms. I want some of them
prisms.
selects. I want
I
some of
want
the
some
selects.
I want some prisms, and I want some Austin Matthew premises, and
Sure.
I want some national treasures, and I want some fanatic stuff, and I want it all. It's all because that's what I'm into. Is
Amazing.
all that new modern Austin Matthews stuff. That's what I'm all about.
Amazing. Bubble, should we? I think we'll start winding her down here. We'll put Eric out of his misery for tonight. I did enjoy it. It was a lot of fun. Congratulations to the actual Leafs fans in the chat. So I'm gonna go get a beer. I'm gonna go enjoy watching two screens. Two screens is the key. I'll check out what's going on with some of the Edmonton game. It's gonna get started in a couple of minutes here, and then also at the same time, I got to check out the replay of this AEW show. Jesus, like I got to see what's going on with this one here. I like this. Omega forgetting the glass was there and going into it was great. Psh, I got to check this out. This is the most exciting televised event since women killing each other on bicycles, which is what Eric is kind of into. On
That
Grinder.
is so
On
much
Grindr.
cooler.
It's like on Grinder. Almost that sounds about right, yeah. No judgment.
I'm sorry. I'm listening. I'm trying to find the man. Go on TerraPeak and
Okay.
sort by price and just scroll, and it will give you like a great image of how many cards are graded today. I cannot find the highest price raw copy. I'm still scrolling.
Why? Well, did you try removing like PSA and SGC and a couple of the main ones from it, like in the search? Search. You can still you can still use the
I'm in
parameters.
TerraPeak, so
No,
like,
I mean in
just
TerraPeak.
going at
That's what I'm referring to. You can use.
No, I didn't do all the
Boolean.
fancy stuff.
Okay, well, it's literally a minus. It's literally a minus and an open bracket. He just put PSA, comma SGC, comma, and then close bracket and just press enter. You can actually do that. It's an easy way to remove some of the obvious ones. Again, it's got to be in the title, but you can remove it. Instead of tax, they got broken down glass, and he gave a backbreaker right into it. There you go. My favorite upper deck cards are the 2020 Premier Rookie RPA. I like the Premier. Those ones are good. And the Black Diamond patch cards, those are solid. Some good choices.
Yeah, I want some of those.
Obviously, no doubt. What a swerve! What? Swerve came out. Crazy talk. Good stuff.
Okay,
right,
here gives.
Go ahead. If you got it,
somewhat. I found a canvas, so the canvas actually went higher than a regular. It looks like raw.
Okay.
May 19th, 2021, canvas was $159.50 raw.
Okay.
So
not bad. Sounds good. So, folks, thank
So
you for hanging.
Bedard will be
Oh no, wait! It'll be hundreds. It'll be hundreds.
yeah,
Hundreds.
250 plus probably.
Yeah, it'll be hundreds, no doubt. That's why I say like I'll be interested to see how many people if the secondary market goes crazy on those boxes, which wouldn't surprise me. I have no idea where we're going to wind up on it. That's the part that I'm not. That's the part I'm curious about because it's like, would you really go that far? That's what I want to know. So
The
that's fair.
difficult part, and when you came back to like, what would I be comfortable at on boxes?
Mhm.
I learned my lesson on Lafreniere because they short print those guys, or obviously the collation, they don't put as many of them in a case.
Mhm.
We did 2 cases that year, and I think we only got 3 Lafreniere out of 2 cases.
Yeah.
So when you're paying up because of the hype, and you're not getting the same results on the player, a couple other guys you might get 2, 3, sometimes even 4 of a guy, and then you might get 1. That hurts a little bit in the wallet. So
You can, yeah. If you're trying to just pull those cards, you basically have to pull a massive hit. Otherwise, it's just not going to work that way. So that's fair enough. Well, so we'll wind her down on that. We'll leave bougie fan Eric to celebrate out in the streets. He's in Boston, so he's going to have to run all the way out to Leaf Square to celebrate with his people. So that's going to take him a little while, especially on the
he's
tricycle.
riding his bike.
Yeah, it's going to take him a while. It's going to on the tricycle. It's going to take a while to get all the way over.
And
there.
I just want to let people know, if they're interested in watching, the first race of the World Cup Series this weekend.
Can you tell us what the acronym means now?
What?
Can you tell us what the acronym of the federation is now?
Oh, the UCI?
Yeah, what does it mean?
Universal Cycling International. It's like French.
Is that what it actually means?
Yeah, some ridiculous
Wait,
thing.
so these are unicycles?
No.
That'd be exciting. You people attack each other in unicycle. That sounds like
On
an old
mountains.
American Gladiators event.
Yeah,
On
UCI.
mountains.
And anyways, the first World Cup event it starts tomorrow with a short track, and then we got the cross country Olympic on Sunday. And if you want to watch it, you got to sign up for GMBN out of England.
So many acronyms.
It's, the Global
I swear to
Mountain
God, you can just go on Grindr.
And
Just
then
hit live.
So you go to the Global Mountain Bike Network, and you can get there, subscribe to them, and you can watch the race. That's what I'll be doing.
So are you taking off work tomorrow?
No, the race will be early early tomorrow morning because of the time.
But you're going to
difference.
have a late night partying.
Yeah, so you're gonna be partying with the people in the over in Leaf Square.
Well, I'm not
You're
going
gonna-
to.
You're gonna ride. You're gonna ride on your tricycle back, and then watch the early women attack each other on bicycles.
Yes, tomorrow morning, women, bicycles, and then Sunday morning, more women and bicycles.
Interesting.
And then hockey Friday.
Interesting.
But not on Sunday.
No, Sunday morning is bike racing.
Just a crazy schedule of events that you have to take in the next couple of days. Clearly, like it almost seems like a full-time job just keeping up with all your different vices. I mean,
there's a lot of sports on the
entertainment events.
calendar.
It really is. It really is. Well, on that bombshell, thank you all for hanging out. Congratulations to the Leafs fans who are enjoying a victory. So that buys you a couple more days. We'll reconvene on this conversation on Friday because when I go live on Friday, that game will be underway. So we'll find out and see how that one goes. Otherwise, enjoy the Edmonton game. That should just about be getting started now. So we'll leave you for that. I can't comment too much on the Edmonton game. I'll be watching, but I'll also be checking out the EW one. Paul was giving me a little bit of play-by-play, so now I got to see what's going on with that one. But anyway, so thanks for folks that popped in. If you can hit the like button, I'm going to charge Eric for it as always. It is the playoffs, so I think in playoffs.
After I love paying for the like button. It's a privilege. It's an honor. It's a lot of fun. Anything I can do to make this show more successful. Thank everyone in the chat. Some of my favorite people, like Josh. I hope he's having a great night. Sorry to see that name didn't come in. He's such a wonderful guy. Just love seeing him in the chat and just really excited about about the Leafs victory tonight.
Well, just promise Ozzy Card Dad, because he's very excited about this. Just promise Ozzy Card Dad that you will continue to bring that same Leaf fan energy on Friday, because that's what he wants.
I don't. This is. I don't understand some of these comments. Again, I didn't understand them Friday. I don't understand.
Well, Billy didn't understand your Kaboom and Color Blast comments, so there's a lot of confusion right now.
I gotta get me some of that. Some of that beautiful hockey kabooms and the ones with the cities in the back and all
downtowns. The downtowns.
Yeah, the downtown. I need me some downtowns and some PMGs and some GMPs and all the good stuff. Austin Matthews to the moon.
Amazing. Incredible. Sensational. Well, folks, have yourself a good night. Enjoy the rest of your week. We'll see you on Friday.